Hello, everyone, and welcome to Fancy Football. This is on the edition of our UEFA Champions League coverage, and we are in the business end of the round of 16. This is the second leg of the round of 16, and where we see the likes of Bayern Munich trying to overturn a 1-0 deficit against Lazio. Real Madrid on Wednesday will travel to should travel to RB Leipzig of Germany. No, should be at home with RB Leipzig, not traveling actually, because they went there in the first leg to get a 1-0 win against RB Leipzig. Real Sociedad will host PSG, and finally defending champion Manchester City should be at home comfortably against FC Copenhagen. Um, Once more, I welcome you to the show, and with me on the show is no other than the sport bishop himself, Nonso Arinzechi. Nonso Arinzechi, it's been a while. We've been live, and so many things happen left, right, center. I don't just know. Football is just football and news in general is just a timeline, and once that timeline pass, something else overtake that. So,
Absolutely.
yes, how have you been, and what's going on in your own world of football?
I'm good. I'm fine. Thank you again for being part of the always being part of the show. It's our show. But like I said, it seems one day, one trouble in the world of football. There's always one story that cracks the world. And when you think, oh, that's the real story, the next 24 hours, something else happens. From the Paul bars, who would have thought about that? To the Manchester City derby, who would have thought
Yeah.
about that? And then that's what's going on in Italy, in Spain, especially that game between Valencia and Real Madrid. So a lot of a lot of events happening across the sporting world, especially footballing world. Not forgetting our own Nigerian Premier Football League. Certain team was beating 5-1 at home. Heartland, 16 games with on winning streak. Ah, this was a man, that was brought back after the governor said he doesn't want the other coach. They brought him back despite his failure. So a lot has been happening, whether from the local scene to Africa, where we heard Gabekson has departed, Pesero as well as hit the docks. He has resigned. A lot, guys, has happened in that short period of time. We haven't spoken, but come on, man. We're here to talk Champions League. I'm happy to be here again.
Yeah, we are all happy to be here once more, and we want to be here. Okay, quickly, the UEFA Champions League. When we look at the draws, when the draws came out before the first leg, we thought that it would be an easy one for Bayern, but they traveled to Lazio a fortnight ago, and we saw what came against them. But this is a different ball game. They'll be playing at the Alliance Arena against Lazio. What's your take about this match? And do you see any potential, as we always use it, any potential banana peel in this match?
It's doable. Bayern Munich have shown in recent times that they are not the strongest of team. This week they were held away by Freiburg 2-2. Despite goals from Jamal Musiala and of course Matthew Tell, those two teenagers who have been doing so well for Thomas Tuchel. Don't forget in that period of time where they were last time we talked about Bayern Munich at the Champions League. We now know that Thomas Tuchel will not be at the helm of affair come the end of the season. We understand so things have changed as well. Harry Kane as well has struggled, here and there. He scored twice last 2 weeks. But apart from that, it's not been that prolific as he was at the start of the season where he was scoring goals with reckless abandon. The team has dropped 10 points behind by Leverkusen as well, who is coasting looking like to be the team to win the title. So not the right place for Bayern Munich heading into this encounter. Like I did say, the only hope of silverware has to be this Champions League game, especially at home against a Lazio team who got a result against them. So it's going to be tough. They're playing at Bayern Munich Stadium. Don't forget,
Yeah.
the Allianz Arena has been like a fortress for them in the Champions League. But with the way they are playing in recent times, I've got a lot of questions and answers for Thomas Tuchel and this Bayern Munich team. The backline seem to be in all sorts. You look at whether it is Upamecano, I think he'll be missing for this game. He picked up a red card in the first leg. Look at whether it is Kim Jin-hee. He seems alien with what partnership is getting, whether it is Delete or Dia. And then, come on, that Kimmich issue we discussed about is still lingering. Is Kimmich a natural defensive midfielder? Does he have the ability to do the dirty job? Now they know that they have a very terrible defense because your defensive midfielder is your saving grace for teams who struggle defensively. And
Yeah.
Kimmich is known for his prowess, attacking, his passing range, his ability to
Yeah.
create chances. But it's not known for his defensive prowess. Don't forget, he was formerly a right back. And when he was playing at right back, there was issues around his defensive duties as well. So it's a lot of questions and answers for this Bayern Munich team. Lazio will be buoyed by the fact that they got a 1-0 victory at home against Bayern Munich, considered penalty, I think so, by Ciro Immobile. But this weekend as well, they were beaten by AC Milan in a game that 3 of their players got red carded. So they're not also in the best form of their life. As I speak to you right now, AC Milan are closer to the Champions League places that Lazio would have wanted them to be. The rest of the Champions League have been blown open with that victory for AC Milan last weekend. So Lazio are not in a good place in the league, to be sincere with you. And Atletico Madrid as well are not in a good place in the league as well. So both teams are struggling for form, and one team must go through to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. But I think Bayern playing at home should have the edge in that encounter. They have the experience. They understand what it means to be at this level. I don't know if they will crash out of the Champions League. Maybe not at this level. Maybe at the next order, not this order, I think. And they've got their fans as well to push them to victory. Not forgetting, like I said, they've got some teenagers in Tel and Musiala who are playing the best football of their life. And we know when Hurricane is in the mood, he's got goals in him, absolutely.
Okay, what do you think is the struggle of Bayern Munich, both domestically and in Europe as well?
I think it's a matter. Like I said, Bayern Munich they were not smart with their moves and the decision making. They used to be the team that go to the other teams in Germany and strip out the best players. I think right now they're beginning to evolve. They want to now start getting players from the. At least to the coach, they said they're going to do, that is Honest. Is it their club sporting director? Exactly. He said that they want to move away from the days where they go and buy the best players and want to invest on the academy. If you watch the past 2 seasons, they've been promoting players from the junior level, from Kimmich, to Musiala, to Tel. They've been promoting players into the big teams, and these players have proven themselves to be good players. I will be sincere with you. They've gone out of this when they go to the market and buy Harry Kane, they buy Robben, Ribery. They were star-studded. The best players in Germany are in Bayern Munich. Now they're looking at, because of the financial implication of COVID and the fact that economic the wave is not favorable, especially in Germany. They don't want to tilt their way to the academy. I think it's a rebuilding process. Bayern Munich fans will have to suffer. Yes, they would have to suffer to get back. It won't be a miraculous return. They will have to suffer, and these young players will have to become boys, and these boys will then have to become men, and these men will have to become Galacticos. It will take 2-3 years. Who knows? It will take 1 or 2. It depends on who comes in after Thomas Tuchel. 2, I think they made the wrong decision by announcing the departure of Tuchel so early. Now he knows he has nothing to stake, nothing at stake. He wins the Champions League, he leaves. He turns the tie in the league, even though it's tempo that I think is almost impossible. He still leaves. So he's more leaned back than trying to create a name. He's not looking for a name. He's one of the best managers in Europe, far before he came to Bayern Munich as well, and he won the league in the last season as well. So no, I think he's a bad manager. So for me, I think the decision by the board has not been up to speed. I think the announcement of Tuchel's departure was premature. And to be sincere with you, some of these players, so-called big name players, they've been crybabies. They haven't stepped up. I don't want to call names, but I think I will start with Kimmich. They haven't stepped up to the plate. They haven't played their beat. They've allowed the young boys to carry the team. Look at it start from the start of the season. It is Musiala in a team that has Müller, a team that has Leroy Sané. And this now boils down to the problem that I think they made a mistake letting Sadio Mane leave. They were too emotional with that issue. They were very emotional with Sadio Mane's issue. They felt because Leroy Sané was a German, so they had to support him. Don't forget, he had the same issue with Man City. And he was thrown out of the game. Exactly. Sané already had an issue with behavior. And we all know Sadio Mane to be the cool guy next door. He's not that kind of player. So they were too hasty. In trying to protect their own, I think they shot themselves in the foot. And this is what it is.
They did shot themselves in the foot, and now they are biting their fingers, and they are saying, had we could have left this guy, because you need experienced players like that in your team. Okay,
and he would have been better placed if he was there. That's the truth.
Yeah, they would have been in a better place if he was there. He could have used his experience to ensure that up front that the team is much more calm. But
more potent. You have been the guy who be helping Harry Kane with the goals, not Musiala, not Tel.
Yeah, but they went for themselves, and that is what is really happening now. Okay. So we've seen the good and the bad and the ugly of Bayern. Now let's look at the good and the bad and the ugly of this game that will be played in Spain against PSG when they travel to Real Sociedad today. What's your take about this match? Did you see any potential by another, knowing that PSG will be going into this match with the 2-goal the advantage. When they scored, when Kylian Mbappe scored in the first leg with the youngster as well. So, what do you think will happen in this match?
I think the PSG team heading to the Anoeta in Spain, they are distracted. And I will tell you why. In the last 2 games, Mbappe has failed to finish 90 minutes. Not because he's injured, but because a certain Luis Enrique is trying to prove to himself, the board and the players, that they can play without Mbappe, and they have to start, to begin to embrace life without Kylian Mbappe. Now look at this. Last game, he was taken off in the second half, and the guy who came to replace him, Goncalo Ramos, came in and smacked the ball from the penalty spot to end them a draw. In the game last weekend, in the goalless draw against Monaco, in the team where he made his name, don't forget, in 2018, when he won big move to when he had that big move to Paris-Saint-Germain. Now, he was subbed at halftime. What did this guy do? He went to the dressing room, changed into a tracksuit kind of mufti, went to the fans, and pictures.
Went to his mom.
He went to the fans, took pictures and selfies, and then went up to the stands to go and watch the rest of the game with his mother, a player who played a part in that game. Whether you are changed, you should, for the sake of discipline, for the sake of love for the club, for the sake of the right attitude. I just hope Madrid will not destroy their dressing room with the signing of Kylian Mbappe. I just hope that they will not turn this young boys to
Madrid. I think Mbappe knows that Madrid is a different kettle of fish. Discipline is required. He can't go into the dressing room of Real. He can't go into the dressing room of Real and destroy that dressing room. And the coach. We also know the coach in Real Madrid. We know the coach in Real Madrid.
That is the only belief I got.
Yes, he's a no-nonsense guy, and he knows. Yeah. And there are bigger heads than Mbappe in that dressing room. He can't be. There are bigger heads.
Bigger heads in quotes. Who is quite bigger than Mbappe right now in Madrid?
There are players in that team. There are players in that Real Madrid team that have won more. Mbappe can say he has won the World Cup. That's the only age he has over them.
I think the only is going to be Cruz and Modric.
There are players in that team. There are players in that team. They have seen it. They have seen it and they have done it in that team. So I think he has to be humble when he goes into that team.
And that's why I said that it's only Cruz and Modric. Likely Cruz will depart so that he takes the number 10 jersey.
Not only Cruz and Modric. We have the likes of Alaba. They have also seen it and won it in Champions League. They are big heads. They are bigger heads than him. They are bigger. That's one thing.
It's the Galactico team. They are Galactico, but when I say are they bigger players?
For me, this is not even a Galactico team. For when you say they are Galactico,
all these guys are Champions League winners, but they don't have that swagger about the swagger and the charisma, the machismo.
And you also have a certain Brazilian. You also have a certain Brazilian that plays more than him now currently. A certain Brazilian in the name of Vinicius Junior.
Let's not put that on the side. Rodrigo and Vinicius Junior.
They're not by his side. If you give me an Mbappe and a Vinicius, I'll go for a Vinicius now. To be frank, I'll go for a Vinicius.
Let's not digress. I love this. Maybe we'll have a time where we discuss this more expresses on Kylian Mbappe. But let's go back to the Champions League. Let's not digress. Let's look at Madrid, the Paris-Saint-Germain team. A bit distracted. The coach is trying to stamp his authority. I hope this doesn't play a part when they get to the Anoeta. Don't forget, Anoeta is a very crazy place to play. Madrid suffers there. Barcelona suffers there. And I think Madrid find it hard to play there at the Anoeta. So it's going to be a tough game heading to that stadium. I know PSG are favorite. They've got 2 goals from the Parc des Princes in the first leg. But with the kind of Brian Mendes, with our own Sadiq Umar, they've got players, not forgetting this guy who's also, I think, a Mexican, that Mexican, who's also in that team. They can also hurt this team. It's not Uhuru here for Paris Saint-Germain. We all know if Paris Saint-Germain get the first goal in that encounter, then it could be Uhuru. But if the Anoeta, you know how jumpy the Anoeta can be. If they can get the first goal and set the whole stadium alight or set the whole stadium on fire, and begin to press this PSG team. We saw them, they capitulated at St. James's Park in Newcastle. 1, 2, 3, 4. That means they can concede, especially when they are down. So it depends on how this Atletico Madrid team will start the game. But by far, PSG are favourites. I think they did the job at home earlier on, but they need to start on the front foot and get the first goal. If the Anueta starts chompy by Sociedad getting the first goal in that game, I could spell doom for Mbappe. Don't follow that. This is the only title he needs to win to cement his legacy as Paris-Sanit. He becomes the first ever man to do it. Not Ronaldo, not Austin JJ or Kocher, not Lionel Messi, not Neymar Jr., not Cavani, not Zlatan Ibrahimovic, but a certain man who has got 244 goals for Paris Saint-Germain. So far, Mbappe, we'll wait and see if he can, but I think they should have just enough to get past Real Sociedad. And maybe even if they lose, I want to put now a winning loss, if there's anything like that, lose not more than 2 goals, Madrid 3-2, 2-1, and they'll have enough. Except Luis Enrique wants to bottle it.
Okay, except Luis Enrique wants to bottle it. But I think that's left for him if he wants to bottle it or if he wants to win it. I just think that these incessant substitutions and bringing out this player, telling him that they can do that is not the way to go about football. Use him, milk him. For me, milk him, juice him out, juice everything he has out from him. Win every game.
Play him on Tuesday, on Thursday, on Saturday, on Monday.
If you want, at the end of the day, take up his manual and don't give him back the manual at the end of the season so that he can go to Real Madrid. But that's football for you.
Play him every 2 days. Play him every time PSG has a game against the Division 14.
Exactly.
Play him.
Make him out.
He's ending. He wears out.
He still has a contract with PSG. I don't understand this issue. If you want to experiment, start it from next season. You can start from the preseason next season, ahead of next season. Not now, not at this time of the season, not at the business end of the season. Okay, we spent much more time on this. Let's move on to the match that we played on Wednesday at the Santiago Bernabeu. The Santiago Bernabeu, I was just watching some clips about the Santiago Bernabeu. Do you know that? I want to tell our fans out there and those of us watching. Do you know the Santiago Bernabeu has been reconstructed for the opt-in 5 times in its history?
Wow.
5 times in its history. Go and check the Santiago Bernabeu. 5 times, and it has been a competition between the Camp Nou and the Santiago Bernabeu.
Yeah.
So
and now the Camp Nou wants to break down totally and do a rebuild.
Yeah, but the Santiago Bernabeu, I think the Florentino Perez has this vision in his mind, and I think what a wonderful edifice as he has selected there. And for the first time, the Real Madrid Stadium, we know that. I think you should know that they have a retractable pitch, the only pitch in Europe that is retractable.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. They can always push it on the ground.
They can roll it over and turn it into a concert.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's a good business. Okay, let's go back to the match itself between Real versus RB Leipzig. Real Madrid will be at home. Sorry, they're not going anywhere. They'll be at home to RB Leipzig, and we saw what happened in the first leg. They got the job done in the first leg, which I think it was massive, even without any recognizable defender in that team.
Yeah,
they went on. Had that job done, and now they are coming back home, and they have the likes of Rudiger back, they have the likes of Nacho back, so Tchouaméni will go back to his natural position, as usual. Finally. But don't
be surprised, he played him as centre back in the last game against Valencia alongside Rudiger. Come on, Ancelotti is going to be Ancelotti. It's in his head.
And that is why I just love him. People call the likes of Pep as one of the best managers, but Ancelotti is their father, whether we like it or not. It's at the top of that currently. So you can't compare, I think for me, you can't compare him with. He has seen it all. Look at the manager that went to Everton, and people say that what's Ancelotti doing in Everton? Before he knew
he created the diamond formation.
Yes, before he knew it,
he made everything believe again.
Exactly. Before you know it, Real came back and they said, "This man, we need him for the second time or for the third time." And look at him. I think he's waxing strong. I think at the end of the day, he's going to win the La Liga. I don't see any team pushing, even despite the draw they had.
He's 8 point club, Barcelona, 7 point club, Girona. So
Yeah,
it could
so
be. It could be.
I don't see any team.
Dropping points.
Yeah, except they have to start dropping points. They have to start losing. But the team is just so strong all around. I think it's a complete team. That Real Madrid team is a complete team, and
absolutely.
For you to beat that team, you have to take a lot to beat this Real Madrid side. But what do you see? What do you think Leipzig can do really differently at the Santiago Bernabeu that they couldn't really do in Germany?
Take their chances when they get them. They were wasteful at the Red Bull Arena in Germany. We expected them to be sincere with you, they had their own fair share of chances. I think the only big chance Madrid had was the one Brian Dimas got where he caught the ball from his left. To be sincere on paper, RB were the far better team in the first leg. But we understand the team we call the Champions League materials. When you talk champions, the first thing that comes to your mind is Real Madrid. They've got the wherewithal, they've got the clout, they've got the tradition, the culture, the swagger about how they play Champions League football. So for me, what Leipzig has to do is keep their shape. They can't be too adventurous. If they do, Vinicius would happen. Don't forget, he's just coming from a game where he scored twice. They have to also be cautious because if not, Jude Bellingham could happen. Rodrigo could happen. Brian Diaz could happen. The good news is that they've not got a midfield. Whether it is Cruz came in and he's what a belter he scored last 2 weeks. So the Cruz is back. Modric is there. You have Tchouameni, Camavinga. There's options as well in that midfield. My problem is still that back line. Whether it is Nacho and Rodrigo is not their strongest of back line. We all know that the best pairing is Alaba and Eder Militao. That is their best partnership. But unfortunately, Militao is already back in training alongside Thibaut Courtois. But what reports we're getting from Spain is that they will not return to the team up until April because the coach doesn't want to rush them. As I told you, Thibaut Courtois is back in training, but the coach doesn't want to rush them to action. He wants to bring them gradually. And so the time frame of April have been kept for Eder Militao. And of course,
which is so crucial because at that time they will need those players more. At that time,
absolutely,
they will need them more.
Exactly. But Alaba is out for a longer period of time, so he's ruled out for the end of the season. So for me, he's got most of his players returning back, and we all know the strength of this Real Madrid team is their attack. They're blistering. They score goals with reckless abandon. There was no Jude Bellingham in the first leg, but there was a Brian Diaz. Now he's back. He's back, and he knows how to play the German team. He's got the German culture. He was once with Dortmund, so you understand. He has played this team for so long the time. He knows where these players are not alien to him. So Madrid, all they need to do is for me is keep their shape. They have to defend as a team. It has to be a total team effort. Don't say it's my position. No, when the player messes up or makes a mistake, you cover for that person. And then when you get those chances, which I think will be very few. You should let me go a bit lower. A microscopic few, they should be able to get at least 2 or 3 goals, maybe just 1 or 2 goals. To have a chance. I'm not saying win, to have a chance, or maybe pushing the game to extra time or getting something from this one. But it's looking like one-way traffic right now. The Madrid team are playing the best football. You could see that's why they are 2-0 loss to Valencia in the La Liga. We saw a different Real Madrid team in the second half. It could have been 6, thanks to Madravili, the captain and the goalkeeper of Valencia. It could have been 6. So, I think they should be very ready for a long night. When I mean a really long night, because it's going to be very long for them. I hope that the firepower of Rodrigo, Bellingham, Vinicius, Brahimi, the fire losses, they hit blank or they are blunt on the night. If not, it will be a very long night for them, especially in front of that jump in Santiago Bernabeu, which capacity has been jumped from 80,000 right now to almost 100,000. You know what it is.
We know what it is. Quickly, since we know what it is, let's go into the final match of the day. That will see defending champions Manchester City. Like I said, play at home comfortably against FC Copenhagen. Let's look at this. Let's look at the match because we know the match has been won. It has been won.
Give these guys a chance. Philip, give these guys a chance. Come on, give them a chance. Don't make it look like this. It's football, man.
The match has been already by Manchester City. I think this will just be a formality, but not a formality because if you take things for granted, you think you can fill in an average side against this FC Copenhagen side. I think you might be shooting yourself on the foot.
Absolutely.
Seeing what we saw in the first leg and the chances they got, they had fewer chances, but the chances they got, they didn't really take those chances. But looking at this match, no potential banana peel. I don't think so. There will be. But looking at this match, I just feel that this FC Copenhagen side we continue to learn and grow gradually in the Champions League. If they will be there next season, I don't know where they are in their domestic league currently now, but if they will be there next season, they have to take this match, knowing fully well that they will be going into this match. Okay, I think they are really doing well in the
Denmark League.
In the Danish
they're just returning from the winter break. The game against Man City was their first game after the long winter break. So that was their first game. So you could excuse them for that loss to Manchester City.
Yes, they also lost last week as well. They also lost last week.
Yeah.
Oh. No. Yes, they lost this weekend to Michelin.
Yeah.
Yes, they lost to Michelin this weekend. But they've been cruising so far. If you look at their matches, their last 5 matches, they lost to Man City, which is understandably. They won against Skilborg. They also won against at home to Nutch-Giland. Then they lost to Michelin last week Friday by 2-0. But you can see the side. If they will be in the Champions League, then hopefully we know what will happen at the end of the day.
But you can excuse them in the sense that this is Champions League week. Coaches are meant to. They are used to resting players. Try to give other players a run out. After all, like you said, if you look at the way they are in the league, they are coasting. This 3 points won't hurt as much. If they can turn the tide against Manchester City, they will rewrite history. They will shot. The bookmakers will go bonkers. They will tear the books because everybody has given Man City this Champions League. They are the favorite. So for me, if you ask me, I think it's a game that they could just see. If I'm the coach, I tell the boys go out there and enjoy themselves. They've got some good players in the team, especially there's that guy who hit that cracker that passed Ederson in the first leg. So it's something they can believe. All they need to do is belief. It doesn't change anything. It's just about belief. Go out there. It's the entire stadium. Oh, Man City has got tools. Oh, yes, they can. But come on, man. Just have a go. Enjoy the game. I think, to me, I don't see any way they can get out of this one. I don't see any way. It will take a miracle, in quotes, an absolute miracle to win this game against Man City. Man City are just flying from that morale boosting victory. Short. Right now, if you go to Manchester is blue. Not many Manchester United fans want to hear that. But
you have to win 14 Premier League before it is blue. You have to win it. It can never be blue. You have to win 3 Champions League before it is blue. It can never be blue. You have to win almost 98 league titles before it is blue. It takes years before it gets blue. It has to be years, and I keep saying it. It has to be years.
I always tell you, it's a work in progress.
It is not a one. It is not a one-day process. It's just like Everton. It's just like Everton will come and say Liverpool is blue. Liverpool can never be blue. Liverpool is always red. Until Everton surpass that record. Everton can. The only city in England that we know that always change hands like that is the city of London, where you have the likes of Chelsea, Arsenal, and the London team. We've seen them more recent years. Only one team has always come to play when it comes to the Champions League. And thinking of that team, we know where they are languishing now in the league table now.
Let's focus on Man City.
Yeah.
I will need to write a book on why Man City is blue for me to convince you. But for now,
the city is always red, and they will still be tagging noisy neighbors. They will still be tagging noisy neighbors until they support United.
Let me now let you know why this Man City team is impeccable.
No, they might be impeccable now, but they will not be. They might not be impeccable in the next few months. I keep on telling you this.
Yeah.
See, the sport bishop. I keep saying it. The sporting pinnacle. You have to do it on and on. That's why we have the Real Madrid. We have the Bayern Munich. They've been there for years and years. Yes, City are building a dynasty, and we will see whether than we've seen teams in the world. Look at the Bayern Munich team. Look at the Real Madrid team. At the time, Barcelona were dominating, and people were saying Real Madrid. And I keep telling people, every team has its time. Every team has its moment. Every team has it. We know in history books that in the 1990s, Liverpool dominated English football. We know it also in the 2000s, United dominated English football. From the 1990s to the 2000s, they dominated the English football. So the Real Madrid, at a certain point, did. So did the old ladies of Turin also did in Italy as well. They dominated, and this is their moment. And let's just take that. Let them take that moment and enjoy it. And let also they should also remember that they have 125 charges ahead waiting for them in court.
I know you bring that up, but anyway, come on. This Man City team are a fantastic side.
They are playing good football, and for me, they are the team to beat. But I just think that in the Premier League, they have teams that are chasing them left, right, center. They have those teams.
I don't feel to just add to what you're saying. Have you Man United? Etihad sold out that game with some stupid changes he made.
I don't really want to go into that game because
that was a game Man United have won with ease. If I have stuck to his game plan.
Yes, I for one thought that United should, because whenever United take the lead against City, this is the first time City is coming back. Yes,
they always win.
I just think that it's the end of the road.
The changes were terrible. How do you take your only outlet? We'll talk about that some other time, but the only outlet, the only threat in attack, you put him out and you brought in Anthony. Wow. Even if you have an issue with the player, the team comes first. It's simple. I can be fighting with you, but I can always tell you, the job must be done. And the job is beat Manchester City. If you watch the game, while Rashford was in that pitch of play, Man City were defensive minded. The Walkers and the so-called left back, what's his name again? Was it Ake? They never left the middle of the park. They were kept busy by Rashford. But Rashford was taken out. Man City began to fly. And I told my brother, that's the beginning of the end.
I think that's the end of the road. I think it's the end of the road. That match is the end of the road for Ten Hag in Manchester United. I for one wanted him to be in United, but I think he has proven me wrong time and time again.
Anthony is a disaster.
I won't come
out to the cross.
Yes,
I
won't come out to start calling for him to be sacked, but I know it's the end of the road for him. I think United should start thinking of the next manager for the team. That's just
anyway for Man City, how impeccable they are.
Yes, I think for City they should
KDB. The goals is shared across board. Akonji, Ake. You don't know who will hurt you. Julian Alvarez. For Man United, it was Phil Foden. Against Leeds United, it was Erling Haaland and Kevin De Bruyne. See, they are a team that can spark at any moment. And one thing I like about them is if this guy does not step up, this guy will step up because they are an array of worldies. I listened to Pep Guardiola after that game against Man United, and I need to say that Phil Foden is the best player in the Premier League at the moment. I quite have my reservation. But that boy is playing the best football of his life.
He can never be the best. In his opinion, he's the best player. But at the moment, he can never be the best. He can never be. I think at the moment, no. At the moment, no.
I don't agree with him. But the boy is playing.
Even though it's so hard for me to commend him, you have a certain boy playing in London, in Manchester. I mean, in London, in for Arsenal. Bukayo Saka, I think he's the best player in the league at the moment. Whether we like it or not, he is the best player. Whether we like it or not, he's playing impeccably good football, wonderful football. Numbers of assists being given. My problem with Pep Guardiola saying that Phil Foden is the best player at the moment. Phil Foden has not been consistent season in, season out, and for him to be the best player at the moment in the league at the moment, which is over 9 months, you have to be doing it match after match in that season. Match after match. And for me, this guy Bukayo Saka, even though it's so difficult for me to mention his name, I just think that he is the best player in the league at the moment. Phil Foden can never be his. In short, in the top 5, he should be ranked number 5. In the top 5 for me this season, he should be ranked number 5. That's it.
I will let that debate go on that day. Like I said, I have my reservations just like you do, but they've got a team, man. They've got a team. See,
yeah, they do.
Copenhagen will be shivering. They'll be shivering in their boots, man, because they've got a game. See, it could be embarrassing. It could be that. See, I raise my hand in the air. It could be very embarrassing come the end of 90 minutes.
Yeah. Okay, quickly.
Akanji is back, so they have a full squad. Man City are completely out. The players are completely available. Only Jack Grealish, who is still, the coach say he has to improve. I just hope they've not had issues. That's why the boy has not played since he returned from injury.
There's been an issue. We know Pep Guardiola. We've seen it with Eto'o. We've seen it with Zlatan Ibrahimovic. We've seen it with some other players. We've seen it with Kevin Phillips, Yaya Toure. Many players, even Kelechi Iheanacho at that time. I just feel that if he doesn't want you, he doesn't want you. If he has changed his plan, he has changed his plan. He just wants that. He's not a coach that just keep within himself, and that for me, that's the dark side of Pep Guardiola. He comes out and makes statements. He's too fat. He's too this. That's his dark side. He might be a very good coach technically, but when it comes to some bitter side of leadership, I think he lacks it. He lacks it very well. So for me, I think the City side going into this competition, the entire competition, I see the team to beat. But we shouldn't also forget that we have a very strong team in Spain that knows how to play the Champions League and how to win it very well. In the people of Real Madrid. So those are the two teams that are standing out in this competition. But let's see how it will go. They might meet along the line if the draw is so kindly.
Cancel each other
out. So that is just it. Okay, quickly, just a bonus story. We learned during the week or during the last week that Pesero, the coach of Nigeria, has abruptly resigned from the national side to take up another job in Egypt.
Now, yeah, don't decide. We don't know where his decision is next. So we don't know the decision yet. He has not announced. As we speak to you right now, he's in Portugal. He's in Portugal. He said his agent will decide, but for that job, he has said his goodbyes and farewell. Even the Egyptian national team has picked up a coach, Bekovic.
So, I just think that I think the guy is wise. Like I spoke to you about it off air. He's wise. You gave him a target to go to the semi-final. He took it to the final. He couldn't really win it. Yes, he couldn't win it. But this is football for you, and that's why we love the game, and that's why you see managers have been. If you look at one of our transfer update, I said that this is a season for hiring and firing of managers. Managers can decide to leave, yes. Managers can decide to leave because there are more managers in the transfer news recently than it has ever been. It has ever been before. Yes, because
let me tell you something. Okay, Egypt have gotten a new manager. We hear that there are some clubs in Spain. Algeria has got a new manager. Some clubs in Egypt are looking for, like Zamalek, his name in quote. The man is a smart man. He knows when to leave. He leaves when the opposition is loudest. I don't think he can surpass what he has done so far. I don't think he has the ability to win the African Cup of Nations. And I don't think he has the ability to get past the quarterfinal of the World Cup in Nigeria. So he lives now where there are suitable suitors. Don't forget, just before the AFCON, his salary was reduced from $70,000 to $50,000. Yeah. And we know the NFF is still telling us that they are cash traps. I don't even if they will give a new contract, they wouldn't increase it. Maybe so you look at it and say, if Algeria is offering me $70,000, Algeria was offering me and I did not accept, I could wait for a team in Egypt who can pay me $100,000 and I will go there. So the man has looked at the financial inflation. Don't forget his time at the Super Eagles hasn't been in quote palatable. He played 22 games. He won 11. He lost. He drew 7. He lost. Come on, man. He lost 7, and he drew 5. Drew 4. I beg your pardon. 4. That's 11. So he has a 50% win ratio. But come on, how do you lose 7 games out of 22? I look at the teams he lost to. Those are teams he should be beating. Those are teams. His win ratio got increased because of what he did at the AFCON. No? I know the AFCON helped his win ratio. That is what helped his win. If not, it was really abysmal. So 22 games, 2 years in the job. I think he leaves when the opposition is louder. So to me, I don't want to say something that a lot of people come from, but to me, you know what I told you off air. For the sake of the show, I would say to me it's good readings. Thank you very much. This is how far you can take us. Let's look for the next guy who can take it up from here. But I know they won't go foreign, because if we go foreign, it will not be grade A, it will be grade B, not it will be grade C. And unfortunately, we'll go for mediocrity. After all, the coaches that have coached us, foreign coaches in the recent times, need the country more than we need them. They leave the country in a better place than they came. Gonna raw, Benin Republic, Pesaro is even Prague telling us that they are offers. So they think they need us more. So it is what it is. I think we should look inwards right now, see someone who can galvanize this team to greater future. If we're gonna go for him, we should go for the best. If we can't go for the best, let's pick the best at home and give them the same support we give the foreign guys when they come here, and see where that takes us. For me, it is what it is, my brother. It is what it is. Good riddance for me.
Yeah, good riddance. Okay. The latest FIFA World Ranking that just came out for March. Argentina are still ranked the first team in the world, followed by France, followed by England. England are ranked third now, followed by Belgium, Brazil in fifth. Netherlands is sixth, Portugal in seventh, Spain is eighth, Italy in ninth, and Croatia in 10th.
Yeah.
Let's just move on. Let's look at the African side. Okay, Germany, Senegal are ranked first in Africa. They moved 3 places upward to 17th. I think let me quickly. Nigeria should be ranked second in Africa. They move up 14 place upward with the recent FIFA ranking. What else again? Who else again? Ivory Coast are ranked third. Let's see. Even Qatar rank higher than Ivory Coast as well. But Algeria ranked. Sorry, I think I didn't see that Algeria own. Let me see. I think Algeria should be ranked. We'll look at that. I think what we'll have to do every month, we'll look at the new FIFA ranking. We'll have to look at the new FIFA ranking and talk about it, and look at the African pool as well. But
don't forget that after the AFCON, Nigeria pushed like 16 places, I think so. So to take something.
Yeah, I think there was an update. I just need to find that update.
Yeah, so we'll see. I think last month, the Super Eagles were third in Africa. So let's see how they really moved up the ladder. Hopefully, this ranking doesn't send us back to earth again.
Yes, hope it doesn't turn us back to where we came from. I think let's see the FIFA ranking. Okay, CAF. Let me see CAF. Okay, Senegal. No. I think I got it wrong. Okay, this is 2000 and hold on, please, guys. Sorry. Okay, I think I've seen the current ranking now. The current ranking.
Yeah.
The current ranking is Morocco first. Sorry, I didn't mention that Morocco. They are ranked 12th in the world, first in Africa. Then followed by Senegal second. I think they are ranked 17 in the world, and third enough. Third, they moved three positions up. So they're followed by Nigeria third. Egypt are ranked. I think they've moved down 3 places down. They are ranked 36 in the world and 4th in Africa. Followed by Ivory Coast, followed by Tunisia, followed by Algeria. Algeria are just sinking down after
the abysmal African competition.
Exactly. So that's just it. We'll look at how we can bring you much more information, maybe in a separate show on the FIFA World Ranking, and we'll look at the controversies surrounding it. So it's time to say goodbye to our fans. So is your crystal ball ready, please, for the UEFA Champions League prediction quickly?
Yeah, it's ready. We're talking about the prediction. I got my crystal ball by my side. It's close to me right now, but I don't want the crowd to see it, so I've kept it beside the camera.
Lazio, Bayern Munich. Lazio away to Bayern Munich. What's your score, please?
Bayern Munich would win that one by 3-1.
Okay. Real Sociedad, PSG.
2-1 win by Real Sociedad, but it will not be enough, as Paris-Sanit will qualify on an aggregate.
Okay, Real Madrid versus RB Leipzig at the Santiago Bernabeu.
My crystal ball is telling me 3-0 Real Madrid.
Okay, Man City versus FC Copenhagen.
Let's roll the tape out. I see a 4-0 victory Manchester City.
4-0 victory Manchester City. So let's see what will happen in the game. Tomorrow and next tomorrow, we'll come back here on Thursday to look at the review. For me and the Sport Bishop, we'll say thank you so much for watching Fancy Football today. And we hope that we'll bring you much more footballing news and updates. Don't forget to watch our videos on the transfer update. I think we don't have any today, but something is coming up tomorrow and subsequently. So But if you like us, if you love what we are doing, kindly follow Fancy Football by subscribing to this channel, by liking our videos, by hitting the notification bell, and we'll be glad that you are part of this big family called Fancy Football. Thank you so much, Sport Bishop, and thank you for those that have followed this show and that will be watching us as well. See you when we come live next time. And like I always say, gracias.